Oh, hello, Jesse. Good evening. Guten Abend. Preston. Hello, dear. Watching one of your old videos, and I pleasantly get a notification you're live. Ooh. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, I was just having a little bit challenge with my glasses. It's not as clean. I forgot to clean it. Now I can't stop and go and fix it up. So there we go. Should do, at least. Well, it's as good as it gets. So, hello, Aso and Jack. Good to see you all here. Well, I don't know if you guys, if any of you are in Canada. It's Thanksgiving here. So, happy Thanksgiving. Excalibur says, hola Mehran, no notification, still present. Wow, no notification. Why is that? I gotta figure that out. And you say you have clicked on the bell and still no notification? I've messed up my wrist. And this warm tea helps it out. Gets the pain away. Not the pain. Milan, hello. Mehran, he says, hello, Milan. Can you guys take a look at what I wrote way above, just after my hello? Just remember, when you ask a question, please do include where you're tuning in from, how old you are, and what your gender is. That certainly helps me out to know how to word my deliveries and possibly using information, knowing what your possible culture would be from knowing where you come from, and knowing what your gender is, so I can, know if I'm talking to you, talking about your girlfriend or your boyfriend, and so on. And your age, yeah? Did I mention that? Siantan, hello dear. Milan says you should put something cold on your wrist. Yeah, it's not like that. I don't know how it came out. I think I switched from the regular traditional bench press to a Smith machine, and I hate that because it has an awkward position when you want to place your hands and you want to unlock. First you gotta, if you unlock it, you're in a weird position on your wrist. So you go over it, and then when you unlock it, it'll be proper position. But still, it's kind of goes away. It's weird. I don't like it. And I think, and when you do that, you lift more because it's already, the friction is not there. You don't have to do the balancing act. I don't know. I didn't like it. I think that's how or maybe I've been pulling too heavy. Anyhow, it's getting better, but it's kind of weird. It's beyond that cold time window because it's now like 4 or 5 days past. I could hardly open the door by turning. Like this was problematic. I mean, it was painful a little bit, but it's okay now. It's better, getting better. So what I did was I just simply switched. Instead of doing any upper body, I'm doing legs, which I've been neglecting it. So it's a blessing, maybe. Too positive there. All right. Now, gym talk is over. Let's talk about, let's see, Bobby Necro. All right. 38 Male UK. Thank you, Bobby. He says, I have been getting on okay since my divorce. Good. You should. Every now and again, I feel deficient. Naturally, even if you didn't go through a divorce, it's normal that we may go up and down due to many different memories or events that has happened just yesterday or a month ago, or wondering or worried if it may happen or not, things that you don't desire or things that you do desire. So that's part of life, part of your journey. He says, my ex has her own new family now, and I'm on my own and only have a few friends whom I see very seldom. So what's wrong with that? What do you mean you're on your own? So what? You're with the universe. You're with nature. You're with life. You're alive. And you're sorting things out. This is a story. This is a theater. Think of it as a Shakespeare's theater. You're an actor. And you have a role on different days. And sometimes that role is a nasty role, has a bad ending, or a challenging process. And sometimes is a role of an amazing thing or interesting thing. You know, I remember when I was in elementary school. Now pay attention here, because there is a wonderful lesson here that it took me maybe 20, 30 years to figure it out. I was a child. I think I was maybe grade 2 or grade 4, I'm not sure. And I was participating in a theater, a play in the school ceremony and stuff. And this play had, I think, 4 players. So the stage opens and there's a throne, a chair, a couch, an impressive kind of thing. And there is one player, one of the players, one of the kids, sitting on it with some kind of, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, some kind of a crown or something on his head. He was playing the role of life. Then there was, the first guy comes in and kneels in front of him. I'm still not in the picture. We're, you know, one by one we come in. So he's life, he's representing life. So the first guy comes in and kneels in front of him as the fortunate man. He had the role of a fortunate man. So the fortunate man comes in, kneels in front of life, and says, I kneel in front of you, life. You have taken me so many steps up, given me so many wonderful things. I kneel in front of you. So he goes. Then the unfortunate man comes in and says, you gave me lots of miseries. My life has been hell. I never had anything. I give up. I submit. I kneel in front of you. And he kneels as well. Then I come to the picture, which I never knew what it meant, but I figured it out 30 years later when I was thinking about it. And I go and stand in front of life and I say, you took me hundreds of steps up and brought fortune, and you brought me hundreds of steps down with sufferings and misfortune. You kneel in front of me. That was a kid who played that play not really knowing what the heck it meant. And that really was the essence of the whole thing. We will be going up sometimes, we will be going down sometimes. Fortunes and miseries, all part of this whole journey. But who kneels is the key. Will you, or what is giving or putting you through such, subjecting you through such outcomes, will kneel because you command it. You sort things out. You manage things out. You bulldoze through. You do what you got to do. And you make whatever is in force to bring you these oscillations kneel. You tame it. That's how you live. So telling me that you're divorced, this and that, she has this family, I'm lonely. Who gives a fuck? You shouldn't. It's part of this theater that you are supposed to win. So work on that, not on observing and suffering from what has been dealt to you, rather than refusing what you don't want to take and change it to the direction that you want it to go. That's the way you deal with life. Do you think every one of us, any one of us, including myself, sitting here, we've had it all right, all good, no misfortune, no fear, no mishaps happen to our lives? We have no wonders, fears, worries, atrocities have been done to us, you know, betrayals of anything, relationships, family, business. It's a whole mixed pot of everything. But what we choose to stick to and what we choose to focus on, and how we choose to deal with things, to move on, to rid ourselves from the things that we don't want, shun it from ourselves, or what we get involved, that's the part that you play the major role. Garbage is everywhere. How you negotiate through it to find your way out of the garbage, get to where you want to go, that's supposed to be your expertise. That's where you shine. You're not responsible for the shit that is out there. You're responsible to how to deal with the shit that is out there. Expecting that you're in an absolute universe, that there's no bad things happening or coming to you, that's unreasonable expectations. But when you accept that this is a relative world, all kinds of things is in it, you got to be wise and alert and be able to sort things out, regardless of how the wave of the ocean is up or down. You got to be able to paddle, keep the balance of your boat, and that's what this life is all about. Not that, oh, life is good if everything is good, handed out to me, fine. No challenges. Life is bad if everything is shitty. Well, yeah, the fact is life is good and bad, both. Good stuff and shitty stuff. How you captain your way through, that's the control. Otherwise, there is no bloody way to control the outcomes every time. You can just make the best effort, best judgment, do your best, and make it kneel in front of you. That's the way to deal with it. That's the best we can do. All right, let's go to see what the rest of his question is. Aha. So sometimes I get scared of how much, if a loner I am, I retreat from being social as I get quite anxious. And it was, yes, don't get anxious because you're not alone. Alone is a powerful state that you can learn the most, because alone means when you realize there is no distractions around, there is no specific feelings and attachments, and when you really realize that you are one with all, alone, all one. You look in the old dictionary, alone means all one, including you with the whole thing, the entirety of the thing. So when you're alone, no distractions and no attachments, even for a short time, that's your opportunity to realize your connection with the whole nature, with the whole universe, that you are part of this whole thing, all one, alone. There's tremendous power and responsibility with being alone, to recognize, realize, observe where you are, what your role is in here, without being distracted from, sweets here and goodies there, and you don't really pay attention. Your role, your opportunity, how your powers, that you are not lonely. You are alone, all with one. You're powerful. When you recognize your connection with the nature, you will recognize that you're not weak. It doesn't matter who your friends are or not, sociable or not. It will come and go. These friends or social behaviors and social gatherings and all that come and go. But the fact and the truth remains, which is you are part of the whole thing. Doesn't matter if that particular moment you are with a bunch of people or you're doing something or not, you're still, whether you want it or not, part of the ocean. You're a drop, but part of the ocean. You're never alone. You're part of the bigger things. You're part of the universe. You're part of the nature. And recognizing that, remembering that, then it makes it irrelevant if you're socializing at that moment or how much, once in a while or not at all, until the right occasion comes along, or you're not socializing, if you're with friends or not. None of that would make you feel you're not part of the whole thing, which makes you feel to recognize, when you think that way, that you are never lonely, never alone. You're part of this whole picture. This picture wouldn't be the same if you weren't in it. So when you're part of the whole picture, the whole life, then it doesn't matter the segments of this theater, what scene you're playing in at that moment, you're still part of the whole theater. You're not defined by the scene that you're playing. That you don't have a girlfriend now. You're divorced. You don't have much friends. You're not social. You're not defined by those momentary segments of your life, of the theater. You're defined by the fact that you are part of this play. And you are. So, you're gathered by so many happenings and energy around you. Observe it. See it. You will see you're never alone. All right. Let's go to Jesse. Oh, Jesse is talking to X, and X is talking to Jesse. All right. Let's go to... Classica says, hi, does everyone have good idea where to take a girl on third? Oh, my goodness. I think the best place to ask is her. Ask her, what do you fancy? Or just do your best. See what would it be the best. Don't think about what you would have fun at. Just think about how both of you will have fun and focus on, have the opportunity to enjoy some new things that is not out of the ordinary, it's not run of the mills, or how you can have an opportunity to relax and converse. A third date, you want to make it something new, something that you have never experienced or she has never experienced. Not crazy stuff. I don't know what you guys into. Maybe, I don't know what's available there. So that would be the fun thing, yeah, to figure that out. Tuta says, Mehran, hello, do not lock when you bench. I don't lock. I never lock. My elbows are never locked. And keep your wrists straight. Yes, I do. When I do bench press on the traditional benches, all good, never had a problem with it. Recently, some of the guys, and some of them were actually trainers that were training other people, and they were friends with me and say, oh, why do you do that? Why don't you go to Smith machine? Why don't you do this? It's safer, this and that, so forth. And then another acquaintance in the gym says, yeah, why don't you go? And I said, okay, what the heck, let's try it. So I tried it for like maybe 2 or 3 sessions when I had the chest workout. I figured it out. I measured it, looked at it back and forth with the bench press and the Smith machine to see the differences, the angles, and the little bit of an angle that it has when it goes up and down. So I figured it out and tried my best to see it through. But I shouldn't have doubted myself and my observation about that this is messed up. I mean, whoever has designed it, maybe it's not for me. But I went along, figured it out, and it was okay. But the angle that it has, it's not the same as, you know, I think the main thing is that when you're doing the bench press the traditional way, you have this ability to, you can perfectly balance it. And I'm good at balancing it. I don't, you know, people don't want to balance the weight there. But when you're at the Smith machine thingy, you're locked in on your movement of the wrists because the whole bar and the weights cannot even go a little bit here and there to adjust it first. I don't know. It's just not for me. Otherwise, no, I don't lock it. Yeah, I do warm up, of course. Of course, I do all of that. Oh yeah, I warm up nicely, at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, do stretching and all that. And you know, for the past couple of years, you know, never had a problem on the wrist here. But hopefully it'll be okay. In the meantime, I'm doing more legs, I guess. Gary says, good evening, Mehran. Gary 55 UK. Hello, Gary. Marcus, message is retracted. Larabe says, hey, Mehran. Hello, Larabe. Aso, I remember this story, Mehran. Ah, yes, you do. Good for you. And Bobby says, Mehran, you are voice of great support and reassurance to me. Namaste. Namaste. You're welcome, dear. Mark says, good evening, UK. Thank you for this channel. My pleasure. Mark, delighted that you're enjoying it. These live chats are adding so much value to my life. And I put want I have learned into practice daily. Mark 34. Thank you, Mark. I'm delighted that you're enjoying it. Now, 23 of us here, it says 23 watching. So let's have 23 likes right now. Take a moment. It's like a toll charge. When you want to cross a bridge, you got to pay a toll. Here, we don't pay. We just click on like. And whatever video you watch, make a comment. Comments, and especially because, as you know, I have thousands and thousands of comments during the past many years, and every single one of them, I think every single one of them, I don't know, maybe one or two has slipped through the cracks, but I responded to. The fact that we interact and you make a comment, it helps the algorithm. The fact that you like helps the algorithm. If you share the video on your social media, somehow your other friends, it's shared, the number of share goes up, the algorithm helps because it gets more exposure. And eventually, we may get to be noticed. Believe me, guys, don't look at yourselves that you know this channel. We are not noticed. We are actually chiseling through. We are so boldly going, and people find us by accident. So unless we share, unless we click on like and make comments, the algorithm doesn't even know we exist. So the ones who find us, they're actually looking for quality. You guys probably found me because you were not satisfied with the other contents. And you looked and looked and eventually stumbled on this channel. So help it out. And again, as I always said, if you have an opportunity for a university radio station or a paper in university or local paper or some kind of medium who wants to do, I don't know, television, radio, wants to do an interview with me, as some have done, some mediums, well-known mediums in Australia have done elaborate interview with me on me, and another company, big company in India also, Wittyfeed, has done a big elaborate interview on me. I'd be more than happy to. So therefore we can get to know and get to know how we can, expand the awareness of people about this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. Jesse says, Mehran, did you always have this passion and interest in the mind, or did some situation made you think about it more? 23, female, Netherlands. Good question, Jesse. No, I think I always had it. Ever since childhood, I was always interested to make things understood between people who, I don't know, I was sensitive to life and people's misery, and I was always a happy child, very into sports, horseback riding, equestrian, show jumping, tennis, soccer, whatever stuff that I really liked, and making things, building things, fixing things. My mentality was about harmony, bringing harmony, and sensitive to people's suffering. I cared, I did feel that. But nothing that I would notice like any, but I was in tune with that. Then when I went to university, I stumbled on Aikido, where I learned in-depth meditation and martial arts techniques of self-defense, but it was not an aggressive, it was a very powerful, but always redirecting the energy of the others to use it to execute the techniques. And it was in combination with the inner powers, not the physical powers, because we believe physical powers are very limited. If big boys throw the little guys, if you have a big size, naturally you'd be able to lift or throw away or easily push away or deal with a physically smaller person. But in Aikido we believe the power doesn't lie in the physical portion of the human being solely, and we believe that the power comes from the mind that makes and orchestrates the movements of the body. And this power is not just your power, is the power that comes from the universe. And if you can align yourself with that, then use that power in administering and executing your techniques, then it doesn't matter how big the other person is. Because the power that you're aligned with is including the total power of the universe, is far bigger than the person in front of you, naturally. So the physical appearance of you didn't matter anymore. For the same reason, I've put that exercise that I did a demonstration in one of the local universities when I had a talk to show the role of mind and how limitless one's power is, which was this much bigger student. I asked him to help me to try to lift me up. And you have all seen that video, that 1 second he lifted me up, and then second, same, everything same. He's the same, I'm the same. Nothing else is hanging on me, but he could not budge me. Suddenly, the ability to become one with the nature's power, which happens through your mentality, thinking, the way your mind processes that, then suddenly he couldn't lift me. He couldn't budge me. And that was a way to show that our mind has much bigger role than you think. And it can offset all the shortcomings that you may feel. Physically, you're small or whatever. And that power is not just for that exercise. It shows you that there's nothing that you can't accomplish in life if you focus your mind power on it. Now, that was the beginning of my understanding of the power of mind and the movement of mind and mind-body coordination and what I wanted to learn. And of course, for a number of years, I learned in university, and then of course I taught for about, I don't know, 40 years locally here and there, wherever I could. I shared the art and made some modifications to the meditation styles that we learned, and things that, every student learns things and is, able and should be responsible to add to the art by his findings. So I did that, shared with my students, so on. But then again, it was not complete. It was still something missing. And when I started this channel, sharing the stuff that I knew with people around the world, there was someone that I helped from Germany, and he had a family emotional situation that he was going through separation, and his wife and his son, and he was really feeling sad. And so we worked together for a number of emails back and forth. I didn't have live talks then. And so he got out and he was fine, and he, regained his power, so to speak. And I didn't hear from him for a few months. And then I received an email from him, and he said, I wanted to say hello and thank you and wanted to give you a gift. Oh, okay. And the gift was a link. He said, I think you can do a lot with this link. You're the man who can take this torch. Something of that sort. So I was curious and yet delighted to see what that is. So I opened the link and I found a teacher, a master of the psyche, the movements of mind, talking about consciousness, thoughts, desires, ego, fear, in detail, from 100 years ago. Over 100 years ago, he started this teaching and the whole philosophy of it. So for me, it was like fish to water. Like I've been looking for oxygen, and I've been swimming all around the oceans. I had questions. So I couldn't wait till I come home from my work and stay up till 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Watch. I've never read any of his books, but I watched thousands of hours of his lectures and his interviews with the psychologists around the world, quantum physics professors, psychologists around the world would gather around, ask their questions from him, who never read anybody else's book, but figured everything out through his own research and understanding, inward research, and figured out how all these components of his psyche work. He understood and explained fear, desire, ego, thoughts, consciousness, the relationship between the two and between them all, and how they act and react, how they make us feel and negotiate in our daily lives. So for me, it was like something I couldn't get enough of. About 5, 6 years later, every day, lectures of his, discussions of his, analytical talks, challenges that some people would want it to, all of that. So then I was able to combine what I was learning from him and these videos and old stuff, and analyze it with myself, walking along the beach 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and thinking about analyzing what I've watched and learned, and try to take it in, digest it, dissect it, and figure it out more and more, because it wasn't easy to understand all that. But for me, it was something that I loved. I love chess, so I like solving stuff. So doing that for number and day after night, over and over, different things, and coming up with things, writing things, and combining with the stuff that I learned through the classes and research I had in meditation, Aikido, the reactions and interaction of the body, of mind, and so on and so forth, and my own understanding and experiences in life, the three of them, that understanding of the mind, then the teachings of this master, and my experiences, analytical abilities, thinking about it, researching about it, and simply going into it as deep as I could. Combination of the three is what I'm sharing with you now here. So that was a long answer to your short question, dear, but you know what? I like to be thorough. So now I hope that would have answered part or some of your question or curiosity. So it was a continuous thing for me. It wasn't like something started it or ended it. It's still continuing. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out. Just this morning, I was going deep into something that I tried to understand, something that in daily life you experience, and you try to go to the roots of why am I affected the way I'm affected by this? What is my thought process that makes me feel or limit my world and bring it to turn this incident into a bigger portion of what it is, or making it noticed or making it of any relevance? And is it that the actual incident is important, or is it me giving it importance for the reasons that I had to analyze and dissect and figure it out? So every day you can learn things, and by analyzing things, figuring out things, and not thinking that you're limited in being able to sort things out. Just because something happened, that doesn't mean you're a victim now. It doesn't mean that you can't be in control. You can't direct that energy. You can't figure that out. You just simply have to recognize whatever happens to you is or is not part of your journey. That's all. You don't have to explain it as if you could control happenings. Some things have no explanations, and people's behavior is not a reflection on you. And you should not think that people can control your life. It is your thoughts that makes you think that other people are in control of your life. But if you really focus and understand that often things that you don't get is the blessing. You always think that when you get something, that's a blessing, because that's what we've been conditioned. But often in life, the fact that you didn't get something that you really wanted and thought you should have it, because that changes the quality of your life, and you were focused on it, hoping for it, wishing for it, and then you get totally devastated and disappointed when you didn't get it. And you think, why is my life like that? Why I didn't get it? Why me? And you don't realize that very thing that you're bitching about is the actual blessing. But you can't see it now. Could be a lesson, could be experience, making you more powerful, making you think, causing you to think, and the fact that it wouldn't have ended well, but somehow, some way, you didn't get it, which was the correction to the direction that it was going to go about. But you don't see it, you bitch about it. Yet, that is not getting it is the most favorite result for you. Well, we don't see it. Sometimes when you feel that way, then say, okay, universe has a bigger wisdom, so all right, I've done my best, it didn't happen, and it's the result of somebody else's action. I'm being affected by it. I won't let it affect me. because it is me who's empowering that action of that idiot or whatever it is, business, relationship, whatever. It is me who's empowering that person's action to actually affect me. It is not the action that affects me. It's me empowering that action to be able to affect me. Then suddenly it becomes of some noticeable outcome. It is your attention to things, giving them value, that they become valuable. By themselves, some hideous action, some stupid action, some unreasonable action, something that by themselves they have no value. It is you, your desire, your opinion, your attention, your focus on it that makes that thing appear, that even become into your field of vision, to be considered, become alive. You know, lots of things are available in this world, but if you don't focus on them, pay attention to them, none of them are really alive until you actually observe them, until you actually notice them. So it is you who empowers things to be noticed, to become alive, to become part of your reality or actuality. But you have the power not to pay attention to that. Therefore, they won't even be visible to you, let alone affect you. If you understand your role in this life, how powerful you are, it is you who empower everything. Not that things affect you because of their role and their power. You allow it to become empowered. Don't. Life is bigger than that. So many opportunities. Sometimes you think you lost something, you're devastated. But why are you devastated? You wished for something. You wished for that girl. You wished for that guy. Whatever your relationship. You wished for that business. You wished for that. What was it? You didn't have it. You wished for it. So you wished for an opportunity. So you wished for a hope. But there was no reality to it. It was a hope. Now, that girl didn't come to you, that guy didn't come, that business didn't happen for you. Now you feel that you lost something. No. It was a hope. It was an opportunity. It wasn't a reality. It wasn't actuality. It wasn't something that you already possessed, that it was taken away from you. But you had a hope, an opportunity. Now that hope that never was anything, didn't have actuality to it, is no longer then because that business is gone or that person is gone with somebody else. So the hope of yours to want to be with that person, to have that business happen or to have that opportunity come to fruition, that hope didn't happen. But before it didn't happen or happen, that hope was nothing anyhow. So nothing didn't happen. You lost something that was nothing. But because it was a possibility, you created in your mind that that possibility, that hope is an actuality. So when it's no longer in existence, that hope that can be counted on as a possibility, you think the actuality is demolished, is taken away. It was never actual. So something that you don't have now, it was never in existence. It was an idea. The idea to be with that girl, the idea to have that money, the idea to have that business, it wasn't yours that it was taken away. It was never materialized. It was never actual. It was an idea. But you thought of it. When you see the idea cannot exist anymore, the opportunity is gone, the hope of it therefore is gone, then suddenly you think, if it was real and had reality and actuality, now it's gone. No. So if you think that way, you see, well, you lost something that was already nothing. What you think that you have right now, which is nothing, it was nothing before you lost it. There was no such a thing, but you think there was. I hope I've been confusing enough. So when you think that way, you will be free from it, that it was a hope that you were counting on as if it's going to be perfectly actual. And now that the hope of it, the opportunity of it, you see it's gone, you think you've lost in actuality. And that's what you get affected by. But you didn't. It was never real. It was never there. So actually, you're not a victim. Nothing happened to you. It's your thoughts that gave reality to a hope, to an illusion, to a possibility. And the possibility exists because often you don't even know and hope or know about the opportunity, but an opportunity comes in and becomes a reality. What about that? You don't really go through, oh, this is so great. No, but only when an idea, an opportunity that doesn't exist, actually you notice that is not going to happen, is no longer an opportunity or an idea or hope, then you get devastated. So you get devastated for things that never was, and you don't consider the things that you never expected, but it becomes. So bring balance to your life. Don't be a subject to oscillation of all these mental diarrheas. A hope and opportunity that is not an actuality you count on. Then the hope and opportunity that never was alive moves away and goes away, disappears, and you get devastated. Before or after of it, it was never there, but you're going up and down, oscillating emotions, because your thoughts and ideas seems to you as if they are actually reality and actuality. So therefore, let us focus on the now, on the reality, on the actuality of things, rather than hopes and opportunities. Do your best to get what it is that you plan. But do not think that a hope and opportunity is already actual. Do your best, all the efforts and preparations, the things that is necessary to accomplish what it is that you set out to accomplish. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about illusions of hope and opportunity, that you don't own them. They have not become actualized yet. They're not reality yet. So they don't exist. But you are living on the hope that they will become. And when you see that hope, that opportunity that never was yours is gone, you think, well, something actual that you really owned is taken away from you. No, nothing like that happened. You know, when you get married and you have children and then she leaves, okay, that's painful. But if you kind of hoped that some relationship would take place, happen and go the way you wanted, some girl that you really were infatuated with, and then you see, oh, she's got a boyfriend or she's going with somebody else or something, why do you get devastated? You didn't have it. It's not like it's taken away from you. The hope, the idea of it, you have to abandon now, because you can see is no longer qualified to be a hope, opportunity, or an idea that it could come to fruition. All right, I hope it's something for you to think about. And now let me go on to the next question. Jesse, you're sorry you asked that question. A long answer. Gainer 28 India says, I'm your follower. I tortured you with my questions many times. I have another question today. That's all right. I tortured you, all of you right now with my lecture. So today is open grounds for you torturing questions. Aso says, okay, Aso is talking to somebody else. Okay, Gainer says, we have been having a misunderstanding and fight these days. Today she is, Gainer, what happened to, oh yeah, you did. Perfect. Okay, thank you. Gainer says, we have been having a misunderstanding and fight these days. Today she said, let's be normal. No more girlfriend-boyfriend thing. What does it mean? Gainer, you're asking me. You should ask her. Say, okay, but what does it mean? Gainer says, my other question is how, okay, let's then answer that. I don't know, from what you told me, the little you told me, it looks like that she could mean many things. But the best thing for you is to ask her, what do you mean, dear? Does that mean you want to break up? You're no longer boyfriend, girlfriend? Is that what you want? Or do you mean, let's don't quarrel as if we have vested interest in an outcome of this discussion as a boyfriend and girlfriend. Let's just discuss it as two, people without focusing on who gains the upper ground on this topic. I don't know, maybe that's what she meant. That's pretty philosophical. Maybe that's what she meant, but maybe not. So just ask her. Ask her. I don't know what she meant. Now, your other question says, my other question is how to control myself if she starts dating other guys in same office. Ooh, control yourself. What? Again, it goes back to the lecture that I just did. It's part of your experience of life. If she is there and you've done your best to, I don't know, interact with her, if you guys click, fine. If you don't, it's not part of your journey. Why you guys make it like as everything that you focus your attention, every pleasure that you desire must become part of your journey? No. And sometimes, as I mentioned often, when a pleasure that you desired did not come part of your life, and you did not experience it, that could be the very blessing that you don't see. It happens often. The good thing is when you don't get something that you want. Who says that everything that just because you want it, it's a good thing for you? Well, lots of things you can see. If I want to go real funny, lots of things. You think that because you want to drink an alcoholic beverage, what is good for you? But if you don't have a chance to get it, you think now something gone wrong? No, in fact, the fact that there was no chance for you to get it, that's a good thing for you. And if you would have gotten what you wanted, which was to have a drink, well, that's actually, alcohol is not good for you. We all know that. But we have been conditioned to think if we want something and if we can get it, it's good that I got it. We're not conditioned to think that sometimes we want things that if we don't get it, it's good for us. We often focus on what we don't have. And we moan and groan. Why don't we start focusing on the things that, you start focusing on things that you want and you don't have. And then you suffer. Why don't we start focusing also on the things that we don't want and we don't have them? Instead of what things that we do want and we don't have them, why don't we also focus on the things that we don't want and we don't have them? That's a positive thing to us too. I don't want to have a cold. I don't have it. Yeah? There are many things that you can think about it that they're bad and you don't want them and you don't have them. That brings you a certain kind of an understanding that, hey, you're in a good place. Your good place or bad place is not determined by the fact that if you have the things that you want or not. It also is determined by the fact that if you don't have the things that you don't want. Wonderful. All right. Let's go on. Anyhow, short of the long gainer is that who gives a shit that she goes out with this or not? She doesn't define your life. Life is bigger than that. She's just representing to you an opportunity or a possibility of a relationship that doesn't exist or it's not going in the right direction. So why would you think she's important for you to be with her? Why would you consider someone who doesn't want to be with you as an important or powerful person that you should want to be with her? Why? You should only want to be with someone who wants to be with you. And the fact that someone doesn't want to be with you, that's a disqualifier. No longer she can be qualified. that you should not even want her. That's it. That's how you should think. Because you're the one who's empowering her. Otherwise, who is she? What's the big deal about her? What? If she doesn't want to be with you, if she doesn't want to interact with, if she doesn't want to contribute to your journey, why are you giving her any importance? What is she good for? Pleasure, you say then. Intimacy, sex. That's why you think, oh, she's that important, because she is in control of a certain kind of pleasure that you're designed to seek for, yeah? But that pleasure is not exclusive to her. The source of it is not exclusively her. There's so many other wonderful women out there that when you get to know them and they get to know you and you guys like each other and start being together, you will have great pleasures. So that pleasure is not even exclusive to her. So why is she that you're so hung up on her? She can go out with anybody she wants, and you can go out with anybody that you want. It is not a disgrace to you or a demeaning to you if some girl doesn't choose you. Because just as she's not choosing you, is not also a heavenly sent event that if she does choose you, what? What are you gaining here? Who is she that her choosing you would elevate you, and her not choosing you would diminish you? What? It's all in your thoughts. Otherwise, you're the same person before she chooses you, or after she chooses you, or if she doesn't choose you, or she's with you, or when she leaves you. You're the same person. Only in your thoughts you have left your own value and worth and confirmation, affirmation, based on somebody else's opinion or choices on you or not. That's nonsense. So go on. Don't give a damn who she goes out with or not. Doesn't mean anything. It's not a reflection on your worth and value. It's just a reflection on what she wants to have. People go to restaurants and order different food. It doesn't mean that if the one does order this food or doesn't order this food makes a difference in the taste and quality and the nutrition value of this food. If someone chooses this food doesn't suddenly become, oh, a real nutrition food. Or someone doesn't choose this food, doesn't mean, oh, this food is no longer good at all. It's a choice. She can have whatever she wants, you can have whatever you want. It doesn't make any difference to that food. It's still spaghetti is just as good as ever, whether you choose it or you don't. That's it. So you're the same. You're spaghetti. So makes no difference who she goes out with or not. You're still going to be just as good, and lots of other people would be looking forward to get to know you. Don't focus on what she's doing. Focus on what you're doing, what your role is in life, and how to build a better life and good friends around you. All right, Whisper says, hello from California, male 31. A one-night stand has grown into a week of crazy passion and romance. It's been 4 months since my divorce. Is it too early for me to be moving on? She wants me to be her man. Why? What's wrong with that? You know, listen. The only good vehicle is the one that you can ride on it. You can be a passenger. It gets you from point A to point B. I don't care how many other vehicles are out there. The only one that counts is the one that you're in it. So the only thing that is valuable is not that you divorced and somebody divorced you or whatever. She's no longer of importance in your life unless you have children, which then the children are important. Again, you'll be cordial to her, but nothing of, you know, anything more. So the most important one right now is the woman who actually reciprocating your feeling and emotions and wants to be with you. So treat her well and see where it goes. Don't smother her and don't ignore her. Balance. Communicate. Learn about each other. If the romance and passion is there, great. What better than that did you want? Go on. Go on. Don't wait around for the one who left you. Focus on the one who wants to be with you. And if she does continue be as good as she is now, you say, great. When she doesn't, then that's again a history, a lesson, and you go on further. Life doesn't end or start with one relationship. It only is good if the relationship is good. But just for the mere of being relationship, that doesn't mean anything. Quality of the relationship. So as long as the quality of the relationship is good, great. If the quality is no good, then you move on. Not that you say, oh, that good quality is no longer good. Okay, yeah, so what? You know? You make good decisions in life, every one of you, on regular stuff and decent, reasonable, logical decisions. But when it comes to these sort of things, you can't fix it. You can't switch it. Suddenly you get stuck. You're going on the road 100 times and it's all paved and good. And then one day you go on the road is all messed up. I don't know, a tsunami came or messed up the asphalt there, or it's lots of holes, and I don't know, you can't drive your car now. So what do? You bitch and complain a little bit, but then you find another road and you continue your life. You're easily adapting and everything in your life. But when it comes to some girl or some relationship, your guy or girl, doesn't matter, whatever your relationship is, suddenly you get stuck, as if this should have been always that paved road that you could count on. Nothing is so, for sure 100% in this life. You should be willing and ready for changing directions, modifying trajectories and directions and paths in order to make your movement continuous toward building the life that you're hoping to build. So the relationships are the same. It's good now, great, embrace it. As long as it's good, you guys are good together, why not? What are you waiting for? What's the value of the one who doesn't want to be with you to wait around and say, oh, I just got divorced, so what? It's not like I just had a flu and I just recovered, so I better wait a little bit before I go swim in the ocean. It's not a flu. It's the mind. Switch it over. It's 4 months, long enough. Move on. All right. Excalibur says, Mehran, you skipped 2 posts of mine. Did I now? What was it? Let's go back. Let's go back, find it. Aha. There's one here. It's Mehran, lol. I think you need to hang a poster on the wall behind you that says, for the love of God. Where are you tuning in from? Yeah. I guess. No, why don't I put a sign on my neck here? Right here. See, where are you tuning from? How old you are? What's your gender? Remember. No, I eventually got to just stop the whole live stream if I don't see enough likes and enough people and enough, what? I got to go Mean Street. All right. So let's see what else was here. It's just me, I think. I need to scold my life. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. I got it now. Okay, now we're caught up. Let me go back to where we were. All right. Okay. Gary Martin says, tigers are alone animals, yet powerful. Ah, very good. David says, hello, Mehran, age 23, Dallas male. Hello, David. Good of you to join us. Dawn. Hello, Dawn. It's been a while. Says, hello, lovely Mehran. Oh, thank you. I am lovely. Yes, thank you. I just got a vote of confidence. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I hope you are well. Thank you very much, Dawn. Good of you to join us. Excalibur says, David is more committed to the protocol than a Japanese emperor. And that's what I'm looking for. Some discipline here, for heaven's sake. Sanya Singh says, hello, namaste, namaste dear. From India, you are like doctor for so many people. Well, this doctor's office is not busy because this doctor's office wants to have 1 million subscribers. And until wonderful people like you, Sanya, would share the videos, find the university, radio stations or newspaper want to interview me and get exposure for this channel, we will not succeed. So I'm counting on you guys to spread the word. Somehow put it on your, I don't know, Instagram or somehow. You guys have long lists. Promote the channel. I purposely have made a couple of less than 1 minute shots. For example, the one that a student that I'm doing a talk in university, student tries to lift me up and then it wouldn't, and I explain how it happens in 60 seconds and less. That can be going on your Instagram, and you guys can use that. It's called willpower. If you key in willpower, you will see it, and then you can use that and promote. And anyhow, thank you so much, Sanya, for your kind words. And Navid, okay, that message is not there. Victor K says, hi Mehran, it's Victor. Hello, Victor. It's been 6 months since breakup, BU, breakup. I realize that I'm alone in this sinking boat. Ooh, mistake. Just I finished saying, often we don't notice the very thing that we want, when we don't get it, is the actual good thing for us. How do you know? How can you be sure that the thing that you actually desire is the good thing for your life, and not so sure at all that if you don't get it, is actually the good thing for your life? How? Because when you want something, there's a certain element of pleasure in it. And you can never think, oh, pleasure could be bad for me because pleasure makes me feel good. So what makes me feel good must be good for me. It's not true. Many things that makes you feel good is actually bad for you, but we don't see it, yeah? Alcohol, drugs, you know, all kinds of people who are not suitable to be friends with, the activities. Many things make you feel good, but it's not good for you. So let's read the rest of it. And this says, but I realize I'm in this sinking boat and I need to move on. Oh, there you go. How do I stop my mind going back to this thought about past? What do I do? Victor, you don't want me to go through, I don't know, 100 videos right here, because what you just asked, I have a number of videos on it. All you have to do, go on my channel and on the search engine, search how not to think about the ex, how not to miss the ex, a memory. Words like this will bring so many videos that I've discussed these in detail, and you'll be pleased to see support and solutions and ways are all out there. Just go on the channel. I can't search it for you because you'll stop the whole motion of the discussions, and it takes me a while to go in there and find them, but you can do it. You know, how to move on, how to not to think about the ex, how to not think about someone. Go on my channel and use the channel's search, not YouTube search, my channel's search, and ask your question the way you see different wordings, and it will give you, and then through those lists you will find what you're looking for. Victor. Victor says, I needed to hear it about the energy and that I can be it can be blessing when you don't get something. Thank you. You're welcome, Victor. Murat Guduko. That's a new name. It's the first time you're here, right, Murat? Now, guys, there are now 19 people here. I wonder, why is it we don't get more people when everybody seems to be really getting help from the channel? But nevertheless, while you're here, just take a moment, click on the like if you haven't yet. And now Murat says, hey Mehran, I have a problem with my life. Huh? Who doesn't? But the use of problem and life is kind of against each other, because life, although it could entail lots of suffering and misfortunes, but to begin with is better than not being alive. Yeah, so there's a good thing there already that you should focus on, you know. And that problem is that I have to go 100% in everything. If I don't do it, I'm not satisfied by the subject. School, gym, reading, everything. And I end up giving up. So you're a perfectionist, yeah? I've realized that nothing is perfect and that I can go 100% with everything, but still every time I do something, I end up getting unsatisfied with the things in subject, thoughts. So thoughts, every aspect of the subject in mind has to be perfect. I see. So you think this life, this universe, I mean, this world that we live in is perfect, and therefore you want to be having everything perfect in your life. Do you really think this world is a result of a perfect happenings? Like, are we perfect? The fact that we suffer, that itself means we're not perfect. Are we perfect? We have to go to the bathroom and shit. Is that a sign of a perfection? How can you expect, with all the things that we deal in our lives, go up and down, suffer for it, figure it out, solve it, experience it, endure it, despite of all the imperfections that we have? We need food, we get hungry, then we got to go to the bathroom, then we need this pleasure, we need that pleasure, we need this emotional support, we need that emotional support, we need this and that and so forth. With all these imperfections that we have, we still bloody go through these sufferings and the challenges and the things that we have to deal with, and sorting things out and figuring things out and experiencing misfortunes and going through hell. Isn't that by itself a certain kind of a perfection in an imperfect situation? With all our imperfections, we are doing a perfect job of handling every shit that comes along our way. And yet you're hung up on, if you learn this or if you do this, that's the only way that you will be perfect. And if that doesn't happen, you'll be dissatisfied and you let go. And you're totally ignoring the perfect interaction that you have with the world, the endurance you have, the wisdom that you choose, the fact that you persevere, all the things and all the humanity, all the people that go through all kinds of horrendous disasters, and yet they still continue on. There are bombs flowing on people's heads in the Middle East and other places in the world. There are atrocities that are being done between individuals and through governments to people. All of that, they're still enduring it and getting up the next morning and going and taking their children to school and bringing food and doing whatever it is that they have to do. And do you call these people who endure so much suffering and still strong going as imperfections? And that their level of ability and value and perfections are limited to some fucking thing that you learn, or you're dissatisfied with its performance or its looks because you haven't been able to do it the way you think you should have done it, which would have been maybe some way in the future that your understanding or expertise or your know-how or the technology would be able to make that possible for you, but you expected it to be done now. These are your expectations. It's not a clear representation of how perfect we each are. Through the imperfection of our existence, limitations of our existence, we have created a world that we endure sufferings beyond anything you've seen, beyond the fucking hell that we are scared of. I've been told that we should watch out for. We go through hell every day, and still you don't call us perfect, and you don't call yourself perfect. I think you should open your eyes and see how limited we are and how imperfect you are, yet we are orchestrating a perfect harmony, which is through oscillations, keeping our balances still. We don't let our boats capsize. We stay responsible. We stay helpful to ourselves, our families, and others if we can help it. We strive. We try. We continuously continue. These are what the measurements of perfection is. Not the fucking thing that you learn and you're not, or you do something, it's not perfectly done. You draw a line, it's not perfectly done. That's called OCD. And you should stop that. By the way, I have a video called Stop OCD Thinking. Something like that. Just go in and click on, just type in OCD on the search engine of my channel, and you will see one comes in that the thumbnail says Stop OCD Thinking. And I think that's where you should start. It's not about perfection or not, because you are perfect. Everybody is perfect. Every one of us that are here doing something is perfect. So you must focus on your abilities and the things that you do so good, and that should be your measuring stick for calling yourself that I've done my best, and that's all you should expect. And that is perfect. Otherwise, we can always antagonize ourselves till the cows come home. It's still not enough. But is that fair? No. So, on that note, I need to have some of this green drink. Magnificent. Yummy. All right. I hope that is something for you to think about, Murat. Let me see, I forgot. Did you say where you tuning in from? You didn't. Murat, you didn't. I'm going to take my answer back. Where are you tuning in from? How old are you? Murat. Quickly, quickly, quickly. You haven't paid for the answer that you got. That's the currency that I expect. You know, it's the least I can expect. So Excalibur says, damn Mehran, the answer to Jesse's question felt like it last years. Yes, it did, didn't it? That's what you get when you're late at the live stream. Punishment. You have to listen to my 1 hour response to a 2-second question. So be careful when you ask questions, guys. You may be in for a surprise. Milan says 36 from Vancouver. Oh my goodness. I have a Vancouverite. Vancouverite countryman here. Milan, male, 36 from Vancouver. I'll tune in other times. Connections is horrible today. Cheers. Oh, okay. All right. No worries. How are the connection, guys? Are you guys having an okay connection, or is it just Milan, or is it all of you? It's no different than other days. I don't know. Anyhow, Excalibur says, but it was fruitful. You're always great to listen to. I think it's hilarious if you have a t-shirt that says where you're tuning in from. For heaven's sake. Well, yes, I think you're right. Victor says, thank you. You're welcome, Victor. Bartosz or Bartosz says, hey, man. Oh, hey. Oh, okay. Hey, that's me, right? Hey, man, 22 years old. It's 2 years after breakup. Okay, it's 2 years too long. I'm still sad. Well, you can be sad for another 5 years if you choose so. The problem, the solution is just as quick as a thought. You command a thought. I don't want to be sad. You're sad because you want to be sad, because you think your value is in her, in the pleasure you receive by being with her, communicating with her, interacting with her. But that pleasure stems, the ability to experience the pleasure stems from you. So you are the one that desires pleasure and then gives pleasure importance. Hence, she become important. Your ability to feel pleasure from that relationship. It's not her that creating the pleasure. It is the fact that you're able to feel pleasure is now seeing it as if she is the instrument for bringing to fruition that pleasure that you're seeking. So it is in you, not in her. You're focusing on her. You think the reason you were feeling so good was because of her, but it's because of your ability to enjoy that. And that you enjoy is also available other places that you can look for it. It's not only one store that sells the spaghetti. There are other restaurants. But you seem to be only thinking, oh, this is the only restaurant that has spaghetti. No. And that's the problem. That's why you're parked there for 2 years. Because you haven't understood what pleases you, what you're looking for, the relationship, it's available through other girls. This wonderful food dish, it's available in many other Italian restaurants, spaghetti, or whatever it is they like. So get that into your head and mull it over and figure it out that, oh yeah, it makes sense. I'm the one who's causing my sadness because I think of it. I should be sad because I don't have that. Instead of thinking I don't have that, it gives me an opportunity to go and have others and better. And I'm 22 years old. I don't even know what I want, who I am really, let alone knowing exactly what my standards are, what I expect, what the girl that I really want should look like or characteristics should be. So go focus on your studies, on your job, build your life, accomplish yourself in a certain way. Then you will have a certain confidence in yourself and you will attract much more qualified girls to get to know each other and see if you guys can bond on consciousness level and you can build a relationship together. This was one of the exercises and trainings that you do before a real championship game. You know, you practice soccer, practice over and over and over and over, and eventually you'll have a tournament. But that doesn't mean every practice is the actual game. So why are you so worried about? This was also a warm-up game, you know, getting to know girls, getting to know how relationship is, what ups and downs are there, experiencing it. Now you become more wise, more experienced and ready to go to a, you know, choosing a better candidate, having a better relationship. That's all part of the whole learning process. What's a big deal? She's not the answer to the to cure the common cold. She's just another girl. She's also trying to find her way, you know. Why she's another girl? It's not like she had embodiment of the whole wisdom of the world, wisdom of the universe, and you lost it. No, what? You wanted to be with her, to hold her hand and kiss her and learn. At the age 22, what else do you think you know? You guys are what? Aristotle? No? Pluto? You guys are so, exchanging the wisdom of the secrets of the world? No. So it's no big deal. Get off with it. Don't make that relationship to be more important than it was. It was just something for you to learn, and you did. Move on. And he says, I notice that I am just sad and have problem with feelings of happiness. Yeah, well, this is because you created. Otherwise, you're also capable. Just as you're capable to be sad, you're also capable to be happy. Are you not happy when you don't think of her? When you don't remember that you're not with her? When you're just watching a good movie or laughing with your friends? Are you not happy at that moment? Why? Because you're not thinking about her. So the problem is not that you don't have her. The problem is that you keep thinking about her. And when you don't think about her, you're perfectly capable to be happy. So understand that there's so much hopes and opportunities and possibilities out there, so many wonderful girls out there. So then go out and explore. And if you want to find another girlfriend, go find it. If you don't, just build yourself. And then when you're ready, you will feel confident, and then you will have a better chance to choose better. Age 22, what are you expecting from yourself? Chill out. He continues, even when I'm doing fantastic things, I feel like without mental energy, because that's your own conditioning. You're forcing yourself to think that way. You think it's a sin if you be happy. You have to suffer because you think it's a disgrace or disrespect to the love that you chose. So in other words, you're actually selfish. You're thinking about, because I chose her, because I dubbed her the right girl, and now I can't really just say, no, she's not the right girl. Because she's not. If she was, she would be with you. The fact that she's not with you, that means she's not the right girl. And you should understand that and not be so selfish to think, no, because I chose her, I gave her I dubbed the right girl, then now I can't undo it. No, you can't. Because now you can see she's not with you, therefore she's not qualified to be with you, to be chosen by you. Without that smile, what do you mean? Other people smile even prettier than her. So what? You can't live with a smile, dude. You can't live with a smile. You can't live with the look of a girl. You can't live with the physical appearance of a person and have a relationship with that. That's not where the relationship takes place. It's about connection with mind. It's about reciprocity. It's about being able to reciprocate each other's feeling. It's about harmony. It's about compatibility. And if you had all these things together, you guys would be together. If you're not, that means that's not the right girl. Why are you insisting to be with the right girl? I mean, sorry, why are you insisting to be with a girl who's not the right girl for you? Obviously, she's not. So why do you keep saying no? The one who's not right for me, obviously, is the one who's right for me. It doesn't make sense. So I forgot what I wanted to say. And he says, I have problem with standing up from the bed every single day. Well, that's because you don't know you have legs. You basically should look at yourself and you see you have two hands, and these hands is to pick your nose. Yeah, that's not it's for. It's to grab, yourself and get up, and then you see you have legs. And legs are not there to dangle from your bed. It's just put it on the ground and put weight on it and get your ass up and go wash yourself, clean yourself, have respect for yourself. And then when you have respect for yourself, the others will too. But you sit there, sulk for a girl to like you or not like you that determines your worth and value. That's your thinking, not the actuality, not the truth. It's your thinking. And your thoughts want to replace truth. Truth is you're a 22-year-old capable young man who can take on the world. But your thought wants to replace it to say, no, you're a piece of garbage who only think about your dick, and all you want is to have this smile, which is you're lazy and you want other people to make you happy with their smile, their softness, and their sucking up to you or catering to you. Rather than you being a man, get up off your ass, clean yourself out, go out there, do your studies, do your job, build something, be productive, and feel confident, and the others will see that confidence and they would be willing to exchange energy and time with you. That's when you find compatible friends, and then see where that goes. So, every single day I think about breakup, make kind of victim from myself. I feel just lost. No, you don't feel lost. You know, just look at yourself, touch yourself, pinch yourself. You see you're not lost. You're right there. But what it is you've lost your mind. And in that case, the first thing you got to do to find your mind is to get off your ass from the bed. Wash up, clean your home, make things proper, make some tea, go out, exercise at your fitness level, socialize, and realize that not everything is sex. You can first accomplish yourself, then you will have respect for yourself, then you will have respect in the other people's mind and connect with them rather than focusing on their smile or their sexual look will make you feel good about yourself. No, go make yourself feel good about yourself with your efforts and accomplishments, and then you can expect a kind of girl that you're hoping for. Otherwise, you're wasting your time by this kind of philosophy, and you're cheating yourself out of a wonderful life. He says, I know I'm a fantastic person who has some friends who is liked by people, who is smart, but why I don't feel happy because you know, it's like saying, why do I feel pain when I, pound and fist and punch my balls? Well, that's obviously hurts. Don't. Stop doing that. In other words, stop feeling unhappy because you're the only one. There is abundance of wonderful opportunities and girls out there that you get to know. And you just don't have, you're lazy. You don't have the patience to wait. You think at age 22 you have seen everything that there is, and that was the only one that fits you. 2 years from now, when you actually got your head screwed on your shoulder, you will laugh at this. And you'll say, what the fuck was I saying? I sat for what? Get up. Get up and go see the world. And then you will know. The answer is out in your efforts, not in your thinkings. Your thinking is betraying you. Just get up, go, have fitness exercises, and do your job, get a job, do your schooling, be normal, and understand this is part of life. It's not a disaster. It's part of life, and you will meet others. But first, you got to meet yourself. Be happy with yourself. Don't go in a relationship to get happy. Be happy first, then you go and see what relationship experience could be. All right, let's go to Excalibur. Says, okay, Mehran, I actually have a genuine question. Oh, okay. When you reach the point where you are tired of pursuing material success and realizing the happiness from that doesn't last, which steps would you take to detach from that? Well, first of all, you got to be realistic. We live in a world that almost everything, more and more, it's not like the olden days. More and more, the more you want to have comfort and so on. You got to observe the economics. You can't just simply close your eyes on going after money and thinking that everything will be. Even the monks and all these people who talk so spiritually, they need money. Look, me, when I don't have enough subscribers, there's not going to be enough resources for me to do more. No matter how much I love this, I still have to focus on what's necessary for me to continue what I love to do. And that part of it is economics. So doesn't matter what you think about the attachments and all that, which material things, you still gotta observe the necessary level of it. So you can't just be a hobbit or a loner somewhere in the woods. That's no longer an option. So you got to bring balance. The whole idea is about balance. In any system, in any equation, any time of the world, we should focus on bringing balance with whatever, however, is possible. So you cannot simply detach yourself from everything, then you think by detaching yourself, then you will have everything. No. This is now, unfortunately, the kind of world we live in, which many things is in your own hand, comes from your own efforts. So you can't stop efforts for getting material things, because there are lots of material things that is necessary for standard of life, for hygiene, for nutrition value, for health. We're not living in societies that all of that is provided. You know, more and more greedy governments, you know, they don't bring that kind of a lifestyle where it is resources are available for everybody to have everything, food, shelter, and they can focus on the things that they love to produce and help others, and the world would become a better place. But right now it's all about greed and money. But that doesn't mean that you should think everything about wealth or money is greed. No, you should have some of it in order to bring that experience of life that you're hoping for, to have a decent lifestyle. So don't go monk on me totally, even though there is a little bit of a monk in every one of us, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if there was no need for all these things, yeah, I'm all for it. I don't want to work for money, I don't want to work, but there are things that you want to accomplish and achieve from the efforts that you make in a certain expertise that you have, in order to be able to barter that. And for that, until you find what it is that you want in exchange of your services, you take some money and then you invest it somewhere else, and you'll be able to do more. And hopefully your intentions are positive to bring more happiness and opportunities, not just to yourself and your family, to also to other people. But not everybody is like that. So let's be liberal. Let's be keep the balance rather than just going full on monk style. Even the monks are out there, holding their hat to get money. I mean, economics got to be observed. So let's bring balance always. Batur says nobody can be perfect. If all we are perfect, we haven't been in life. Right? No, cause God created us like what to learn. Who is going to do better things? Okay. And then we have, oh, I lost it. As, oh, that's the screen name, as. I'm glad that you don't have two S's in each of those words. Then that would be a funny screen. Anyhow, as says, okay, give me a moment. I hadn't seen this before, so I guess what the next one is going to be what? Asshole? What are we on the screen names are now being very modified. Okay, of course I'm having fun with you. I'm glad that you're here. He says, hello, male 30 from Slovenia. Welcome. Just want to say that I have listened to your videos when I have breakup, and your knowledge helped me a lot. And want to say to everyone else, Mehran can teach. Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Please let me know your name so I don't keep calling you ass, because that's just, yeah, well, it probably has some meaning to you, but so let me know your name, if you will. And I thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate it. And I'm delighted that the channel, the videos were helpful to you when you most needed it. And again, I appreciate your kind words. Excalibur says, what's the green drink, Mehran? I'm very pleased I'm very pleased the angry tea face is disappearing slowly but surely. The green drink is a beautiful drink that has the original version of it would have, but the place that made it for me, they didn't have those ingredients readily available. So, you know, but it's supposed to have parsley, watercress, lettuce, cucumber, broccoli, kale, and lemon, and celery. Celery, watercress, parsley, cucumber, broccoli, kale, lettuce, I think, and lemon. Just amazing for me. I just love it. It's so good. Key ingredient is the lemon. Be generous with the lemon in it. Otherwise, it will taste like grass. All right. Murat says, I have been watching your videos for 1 month. Okay, Murat. And live 2 or 3 times. Last week, I asked a question. I see. Okay, great. As says how to ride a bike, and he can repeat to you over and over again, but at the end you must sit on a bike and yes, of course, yes. What he's trying to say is that you know how to ride a bike. Somebody can repeat to you over and over again how to ride it, but eventually knowing how to ride a bike is not riding the bike, is not enough. You got to actually sit on the saddle of the bike and pedal and keep the balance, and then you actually will know it by having done it by yourself, on your own, alone, not somebody holding it or telling you. Holding it is okay, but not telling you. I get it. And as I says, I hope to all of you, you will start feeling better soon. Wonderful. Thank you, SS. Excalibur says, connection here is as perfect. Okay, good. Good. Navid says, how long does it take to be great in a martial arts? Oh, martial arts is a learning process. I think I taught it for maybe 40 years or so, on the weekends and wherever I could. The students, so on. Ouch. My wrist is still acting up. All right. Excalibur says, very, very important thing you said, Mehran. The belief that it's a sin to be happy, to not respect the wholeness of the relationship. Yeah. And Excalibur says, first thing you gotta do to find your mind is get off your ass. Yes. That's right. To find you. That's right. Exactly. Henrik El Khaouri, male 23, Finland. I wonder if I pronounced it right. Broke up with ex 4 months ago. She has reached out to me 2 times before, and myself thought it was too soon. A week ago, I reached out to her, wanting to meet her and hear about her studies. My question is, what if she or me have still feelings? Should we talk about it? Yeah, why not? What is this? Détente? Or what is it? Summit of some hostile nations at war for 100 years? Why? Why not? You guys want to talk it over? Talk it over. Two human beings. It's no big deal. There's nobody killed anybody. It's not a, it's not a war. Just some things that each of you are growing up, trying to figure things out, and trying to find your worth and value in other person's attention, or how much you can get and how much attention you can get. And if you don't get that enough, or you don't get your way, you seem to have temper tantrum and you want to go different ways, and she wants to have another boyfriend, you want to have another girlfriend. These are all just part of your own consciousness and understanding, or not understanding what life is all about, or what direction you want to take. It has nothing to do with the fact that you got to remain hostile. Why? If you think you guys can work it out, okay. And then eventually breaks up, then you go away. But until then, enjoy it. And it says, oh, by the way, you helped me very much during the first few weeks of the breakup. Much love to you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind words. And I'm delighted to hear all these stories that you guys have been helpful. Don't forget, guys, the way you can really show your pleasant experience here, or so to speak, appreciation, if you will, is by promoting my channel, promoting the videos that you like on your social media, promoting the channel as a whole, as what we do, what it is all about, to your, I don't know, university radio station or paper, or your local paper, or your local radio station or TV news, something that could, maybe they're looking for news. Everybody's looking for news. They do an interview with me. It's a good program for them. It's a boost for us. But do whatever you can, guys. Don't just think saying thank you to me will be relinquishing your responsibility to help others around the world by, if you can help them to know that such a channel exists and they can benefit from it too. So I'm glad that you feel good and you guys benefit from it, but please understand there's so many millions of other people around the world who also have the same challenges and want to have a channel that can actually analyze and dissect these things for them, help them to understand their own psyche, and get them out of the pit that they're parked in, that they're suffering, and think that the world has come to an end because they feel the way they do. So please do help promote the channel. Without you guys, they are the biggest instrument of advertisement. I cannot promote this channel anymore. Neither I have the budget, nor there's other things that I'm so good at by, I don't know, manipulating computers or whatever to help the channel to be known. I'm not, I don't have the expertise that many of you have in these sort of things. So I don't know, use it on your Instagram, do whatever you want. You have got a list of 1,000 people. I don't know, do what you got to do. It will be tremendously appreciated, not just by me, also by the millions of people out there who do not know this channel exists. But yet their solution to their problems is in this channel. And you know it. We now have over 1,250 videos that pretty much any feelings that you have after breakup, you write it, you type it on my research, on search engine of the channel. There'll be videos that can be helpful in exploring that thinking. And of course, if you want to know more about the things that have nothing to do with relationship or breakups, we go to the playlist called The Psyche, and it has things to do, it explains things to do about fears, desire, what is thinking, what is thought, what is consciousness, the relationship between the two, and ego, and pleasure, and the relationship between all this, and why you feel the way you do and the way you negotiate your daily lives. Please focus on this. This is very important. Otherwise, I won't get anywhere. Without you guys, it won't happen. So now we have, at least we have over 15,000 subscribers. If every one of you would have really enjoyed and appreciated the help you got, the support you got from this channel, it helped you with solving some kind of situation with you, then become the owner of the channel. In other words, feel certain kind of responsibility to promote it. Let others know that, hey, there is water here. Let's come here and drink. It's okay. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. But then the channel gets more subscribers and gets more revenues through the advertising that is done on it. And therefore, I can do a lot more stuff that I hope and plan to do. All right. Now, and don't forget to also visit my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, and take a look at the table of contents of the books, see what the books are all about, read a sample chapter, and make sure to acquire the book, Me, My Psyche, and I. If nothing else, Me, My Psyche, and I. And you have thoughts in your mind that is not invited by you, and you wonder what they are, where they come from, what to do with them, how to manage them, then pick up the book, Transient Thoughts and Me. Transient Thoughts and Me. And the prices are just nominal. They're ebooks. What, $4.99? You can't go to Starbucks or any coffee house, and decent coffee house, and get a coffee for less than that. So go pick up Me, My Psyche, and I, or Transient Thoughts and Me, and have it on your library for whenever you need to refer to it. I would appreciate it. The channel appreciates you. It's your own channel, so help it out. And share the videos and go and like the stream if you can right now. Okay, now let's go to Excalibur says, holy macaroni, Mehran, that green drink has more ingredients than paella. What? Paella and straws? I don't know what that is. Bartos says, you told a lot about letting myself to feel pleasure, but I don't know how to do that. I'm hardworking, embracing my self-confidence. I feel that I am a good person, but I just don't feel positive vibes from the life and things which are nice. Ah, yes. All right, I understand. Listen, I know where you're coming from. I want you to go to my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Click on Talk to Me for consultation, and take a package. I don't know, 1 hour or 15 hours or half an hour, whatever suits you. Up to 1 hour, I'll double it for you. If you get a half an hour, I give you an hour. If you get an hour, I give you 2 hours. And that's a help I can do. And then we can explore it together, one-on-one, on Skype, which I do that all around the week with people who are interested and seek that consultation. And we explore what it's concerning them. So on that one-on-one discussion, we can explore this further and figure out and help you to sort things out and get out of that rot and enjoy your life. Otherwise here, it wouldn't be interactive, and it wouldn't be as effective as it should be. And it's not the real perfect place for it. All right. Let's talk. Everything says Excalibur is talking. They're talking together. Okay, okay. And Excalibur says, Mehran, if a guy and a girl met here on your live chat and become a couple, then broke up a year later, and they both come here on your live again, how big of a disaster would that be? Not a disaster at all. That's a normal thing. It's possible. If they haven't really been able to bond on consciousness level, and they only have focus on what they want to gain out of the relationship, not what they both should focus on bring about from this relationship, and they're only focusing on the physical infatuations and pleasure, physical pleasure, rather than the communication and the bonding on consciousness level, and they haven't really understood what the makeup of their own psyche, their center, is, and they have no knowledge of really what makes them tick, then obviously everybody's going to break up eventually, because everybody's trying to look for the solution in the other person. If they're coming into a relationship in order for the other side to make them happy, then they will never be happy, because if they couldn't make themselves happy when they were alone, definitely they can't make themselves happy when they're in a relationship, because there's going to be a lot more to deal with in a relationship and expect it from them. So get your happiness sorted out before you want to enter into a relationship. And don't go in there so the other one will make you happy. Go in there to experience relationship and build something out of it. And then you will have a chance to last longer. And when it didn't, then that's how it goes. That's part of your journey. And you go on to the next. Not the end of the world. Christina says, hi Mehran, female 25 from New York. Hello, the Big Apple girl. New York, the Big Apple. How to deal with feelings that you are not doing enough or that you are running out of time. You know, sometimes I'm kind of puzzled that this channel is for bringing clarity to your minds. And for that, we need info. Throw me the bone. I need the info. You can't be so indirect and so, you know, you have your question incognito, like in, you know, kind of puzzle. I can figure out what you're trying to say, but that's not really saying that I know exactly what you want to say. You're not doing enough. You're talking about relationship or life. Running out of time. Running out of time what? Because you have so much you want to accomplish in life and you're reaching a certain age, or running out of time to find the right mate, running out of time to have a baby, running out of time to what? Why is it that time to you seems something that is going to be, is limited, is going to be finished because you have given yourself a certain kind of a schedule or agenda? What is time? Have you guys watched one of my videos that says how to stop time, or what is time? And if you haven't, please do go search for it and find it and check it out. Now, Christina, make it a little bit more clear for me, dear, and I would be more than happy to discuss it. Henrik says, have you ever met anybody who this channel has helped in person? I'm sorry? I am not sure what you mean. If you're asking if I have knowledge if this channel has helped anybody, yes, I do. There's thousands and thousands of comments and emails that I've received and answered every single one of them, by the way, that they express their amazement from the effects of the channel and contents of the channel on their lives and how it has helped them to move on with their lives and get everything back and their happiness back. Or if you mean if I have met anyone in person, well, obviously I can't meet anyone in person because it's all worldwide and it's on YouTube. So again, Hendrik, maybe you want to elaborate on that. I fail to understand it completely. Excalibur says, we just crossed 2 hours. A very interesting session tonight. I need to fix the damn notification. You sure? You sure need to. And wow, Mehran, he says, I had the same question as Christina last time. Remember that? I do think so. Do you remember what number of talk that was? Like right now we are on talk number 225. Perhaps, and I don't know if I've turned that into a single video. Now I've been lazy lately because I've been busy with the other things. I haven't trimmed specific questions into one separate video, but I probably eventually get to them. I don't know when, but we will. So in the meantime, let's see what else is out there. About not enough time feeling. Yeah, I remember that now. Yes, I do. Christina says, yes, in life and relationship, we are supposed to have a career at a certain age, be married, have kids, especially for women. Yeah, well, you're supposed. Again, Christina, have you said to me where you're tuning in from? Yes, I think New York you said, yeah? Let me look at that. Yes, 25 from New York. Christina, what you said, it has a lot to do with your conditioning. You're conditioned to think that you're supposed to have children at a certain age, career at a certain age, get married at a certain age. These are all conditioned. There's somebody else, society, who's the society? Society is you and people like you who actually create the society. Then they say society is programming them. But in fact, it is us who make the society that in turn becomes and influences and affects our way of thinking and conditionings. But anyhow, any case, it was a combination between anyhow, anywho, any case. In any way, you're a product of your conditioning. And who says that you're supposed to be married at all? Or you want to. I don't blame you. It's something that we all desire. So who says that you're supposed to have children? Well, nobody, but you're programmed to think that you should, both by the programmings you have in your genes and also by the expectations of the society that a complete woman or complete man or woman, a complete life is when you have a partner and you're married and you can have children. But these are all conditions that we've received. But why is it then that when you get married and have your child and you do the best you can and you raise your child and your offspring becomes an adult and on his own and on her own and not much need for you, and then at that time you no longer want to have children, or you no longer want to be married, you have so much projects you want to accomplish, you want to focus on, that suddenly so why is it not all the time? Because it's a curiosity or it's a conditioning that when you fulfill it, then you make a decision, okay, I have that, so is it really something that you have to have, or is it something that you want to have because you haven't had it and you want to experience it? So another experience of life, or is it a necessity of life? If you focus on that, you'll see most of the stuff that you end up doing is not because you really have to, or it's detrimental to the quality of your life, but it's part of life that you've been conditioned to think that you have to have, but you don't have to. You can choose to, or you can choose not to have. I think the best thing is to focus on what brings you the fulfillment of the experience of life, and find that by yourself. You're relying on the findings of the predecessors, the people before us, who have come up with a certain kind of expectations or cultures or customs or a function in the society. You gotta get a job, go to school, get a job, get married, have children, and that's it. But you haven't necessarily chosen. Now, if these are the same things that you will choose on your own, granted, great, go for it. But perhaps you can focus on what is it that makes you accomplished? What is it that helps you understand more about yourself? What is it that helps you to know and read the owner's manual of your own machine, of your psyche? What is it that you want to accomplish in this life and become or contribute to this universe, to this nature, to this life? What experiences and knowledge you want to accumulate in you by researching about certain things, and then to be able to provide that certain services through your research and your knowledge and your know-how to the outside world, to the others. And through that collective training and research and information you bring to your consciousness, you add to the collective consciousness of the universe. Your wisdom will help the whole entirety of the universe become wiser, because all this information and knowledge and experiences that we gain through our life, through the experience, through the journey of life, in fact, it will become part of the collective consciousness of the universe. It's not that it will die with you. When we die, we only die physically, right? Otherwise, the energy doesn't die. We just can't hold the energy that keeps us functioning longer, because our avatar, our physical capsule no longer is capable to hold charge, like the charge of the battery of a toy, that you charge the battery, you put it in the toy works, and then it runs out, you charge it again, and it runs out, you charge again, you play with it again, and eventually, after a few years of keep charging this battery, no longer the battery can keep charge. The battery cannot keep the charge, but the charge is available. So it gets to the point that we can no longer keep the charge of the universe that flows through us, and we get charged up every time we sleep or meditate. We cannot hold that anymore. Not that the universal charge and wisdom has finished or depleted. So when we can't, our avatar, our physical capsule, no longer can hold charge to keep us functioning as a physical live being, but the wisdom and the energy that we have constantly accumulated and have exchanged with it through our life doesn't go anywhere. So this all adds to the wisdom and the knowledge of the universe as a whole. So through our lives, we're actually contributing to the wisdom of the universe through our experiences and learn how. So our consciousness, eventually, its content becomes and helps enhance the collective consciousness of the universe. So, therefore, isn't that what we really should focus on, rather than what we've been told, the limited options that have been given? Go to school, get a job, get married, have children. Well, these are great if that's what you want to do. Perfect. But it shouldn't be limited or be the only options. So you choose what it is that makes you happy, and therefore then you will see there is a lot more time than you thought, because no longer the things that you prefer to accomplish in life is bound by time, by certain inner click of time. I can't remember the word that I want to say. So you think there's not enough time because the selection of your accomplishment is chosen for you. The options that you have is already, you've been conditioned to think those are the options. You change the options, the time availability and time frame, time sets changes. And you don't have to run on that schedule anymore. Sometimes we feel there's not enough time because we're fearful of when this life ends, and is there enough time for me to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish in this life? Well, perhaps for that you can stop thinking about the limit of time and focus on enjoying the moments rather than thinking about how much has passed, how much is left. Just be in the moment of time. When you're in the moment, there is no time, because the time is when you compare how much time has gone, how much of my age is gone, how much time I have, and in which period I have to do what, and you're comparing what it was, what it should be, or what it is. You create a time, or what it can be, what it should be in the future. You create a time. By comparison of all these conditions and where you are, stages that you are, or where you want to be, you create time. But when you set out to do certain things that you choose and focus on doing them on that given moment, on that given day, rather than comparing how much time, how many things you should focus on, you should accomplish before your limited age gets to a certain level, then, and focus only on being one with the moment that you're trying to make an effort to accomplish something, then there is no limit of time. You don't notice that because you're with the actuality of things happening, not comparison of what it was, what it is, and what it should be, which creates time. So let's focus on what you're doing, what you want to accomplish, and the activities of it and the processes of it, and then you will be fully submerged into that, and you will not notice that there's a shortage of time. And choose the things that you want to accomplish in your life based on what it is that it works for you, not what it is that has been decided by some other people in certain culture and so on. Now, having said that, and you may turn around and say, but I do want to have children, and I'm getting a little bit on the I don't know, age or whatever. What are you, 25? Well, I'm not going to even answer that. You're too young to even consider, be worried about time. So just be patient. In your case, the answer would be patient, because what you cannot see or hasn't happened yet doesn't mean that you won't see or it won't happen yet. So all these opportunities are still in the works, and just focus on the moment and enjoy your life. And when the things are prepared and they cross paths, the things that you expect will also happen, which is getting married, have children, all these things. And there's no worries about shortage of time. Definitely not at your age. So let's go on to Excalibur. Says it has to be 223 and 224. Really? No. It's much below that, because 223, 224 was like 2 days ago, and you didn't ask that there's not enough time. I don't think so. I would have remembered. I think it's way below that, beyond that. Anyhow, do a search on time, or I don't have enough time. I think there's not enough time. I think I might have turned it into a separate video. Maybe it's not released. I'll take a look. And Christina, if you make a comment or send me an email through the counseling page, through mindthatseekstruth.com, and through its counseling page, you can send me your email, and when I find that video that I was in response to Excalibur's question about there's not enough time and so on, maybe I will also send a link. Excalibur says, I actually keep a text document on my laptop with the live number and timestamps for moments I enjoy, mostly of you cracking up, but I didn't log the enough time question. Timestamp this time, yeah. Anyways, you reached the end of the questions, Mehran. Time to celebrate. Yes, that's right. Okay, thank you very much, good friends. I'm glad that we got to answer all the questions, and I thank you for the time that you give me today to share with you the opinions and the topics that we discussed. I look forward to talk to you again soon. Today is the Thanksgiving. That's why it was an extra live stream. Otherwise, usually I try to make it on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if possible, or any of the three or all the three. And today is the fourth day this week because of the Thanksgiving holiday that I happen to be available. In the meantime, I look forward to talk to you again. Please be good to yourself, to the others. I love you all. Thank you again, and please do promote the channel as best as you can. And I look forward to talk to you soon, and bye for now.